What's up, everybody? Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. Hopefully you checked out the other bonus episode put out about the Truck Series race from last night. We learned some things. It was a good race, but this one obviously going to talk all about Chase Elliott and his snowboarding injury and just everything that goes into that because there's a lot of thought on that, and I've had a lot of leg injuries, so I think I might actually have some experience in this one compared to a lot of people. Granted, you know, and I have multiple. Yeah, but I did fracture my tib and fib when I got ran over. My pelvis was in three pieces. There's 8 screws holding that together. Screw in my knee from prior things, 3 knee surgeries. Like, I might know a thing or two about a thing or two, but leg injuries, I'm pretty good at that. But I've seen the mixed reactions all over social media about it, and I have my own feelings about it altogether and some things that people said. But I think back all the way to when, if I remember correctly, Denny Hamlin and his whole knee issue, and he's playing basketball, and the whole world lost their mind, asking why the hell would he do something like, I don't know, play basketball? Well, he's not at the track. I mean, a lot of people do that. That's normal sport. So I just remember the headaches that came out from that because everyone was saying that they should make it so he can't do that anymore. He ban it because he's going to hurt himself and yada yada yada. And we're seeing a lot of mixed reactions like that. I think that it being Chase Elliott isn't necessarily helping anything because he might be NASCAR's most popular driver for a million years in a row, but he's also Chase Elliott, and he gets a lot of shit just because he's Chase Elliott, even though they seem to forget he won an Xfinity Series championship and his first ever race at Darlington while he was a senior in high school. So, kid's talented, but he gets hurt a lot. And I could say that, one of those things, some of it, makes sense that people say, some of it doesn't make any sense. And just thinking about the whole situation doesn't, make a lot of sense, but it's also one of those things that can happen at any time. And, even if it's something that you do all the time and you're extremely, familiar with, when bad things can happen, like that, and it can be life altering, and, you can get hurt. So, I do understand both sides of it. I don't like the timing of it. And I don't think snowboarding is one of those things that you should be doing, you know, in season, just because all it takes is one slip or someone goes down in front of you and you have to wipe out and bad things can happen. I think I broke my collarbone skiing. Didn't want to run someone over that fell over in front of me, so I wiped myself out. Blew the collarbone to pieces. And, that could have been, again, weeks. If it was bad enough, surgeries for Chase. Again, if something like that happens, something that's completely out of your hands. And that's my problem with it. Is just, people say they do it all the time, but look how often they race. A lot of them do it all the time. And at least they do it every weekend. Like, they do it all the time, sometimes multiple series. They're on dirt, they're doing all kinds of stuff, and they still make mistakes doing that. And they get, thousands of laps at it, a month. So, that's my problem. Because, they're race car drivers professionally. And if they do that all the time and they still make mistakes, what the hell's going to happen? Something like that. And there's just too many variables that I don't like in it. Maybe again, it's because of my own injuries. Maybe it's because I blew my collarbone out trying not to run someone over. But maybe it's because we lost Michael Schumacher on East Slopes. Bad things, like that happen. I just, fractured tibia required 3-hour surgery to get everything back together and all that. And we don't know, timetables or anything like that. And I feel confident. I mean, I want to say I feel confident. It makes me feel, dickish in a way. That's the best way to put it. This 2023 season is dead and gone. But if you think about it, 8 to 12 from where we are right now, weeks, to get like the screws out, it could be faster. And then there's still physical therapy for a while after that. I mean, he could very well be back by July or August and then get the waiver, win a race, and be in it. And like already, if you ever watched the movie Ready or Not, heads will fucking explode if he gets it. I don't think it would be worth the risk to make it back, but with all the sponsors' money and just there, if he can get the waiver and he doesn't have to be in the top 30 anymore, which I find it to be amazing that they change that before the season and then this happens. So now, no matter how long he's gone, he doesn't even have to be in the top 30, which then, could also force him to be back too early, you know, just to try to make it. And I don't like that scenario just because, lower leg stuff, don't want to do that. But you see him come back and then he can get the waiver and he can win one race, making the playoffs, and suddenly be racing for a championship, and heads will explode. You know it. I know it. We all know it. And, I know that my opinion doesn't mean anything. I don't really have a say in anything. My opinion really probably means shit to most people, but it's just not on my list of things to do on season, during season, just because so much stuff you can have. And now, look at the big picture of it. Think of the sponsors, media, other teams that he was lined up for, and sponsors that they had because he was coming, like all of those things that are wasted and aren't going to happen. Everyone's going to have to move some parts around and figure stuff out to do all that. So it affects so many people, can affect smaller teams and stuff down the line, which is, a small part of it is health's more important. But, that's one of the things that makes me factor into saying I don't like him doing it during the season because it just doesn't make sense. And again, maybe, maybe it's because I was told I was going to get a new knee 12 years ago, and then I got ran over and I'm still waiting on a new knee and I was like bleeding out. And it took me longer than that to get surgery. Maybe I'm grumpy from that. I don't think so, though. I think that just makes me very experienced in lower leg injuries and saying it's not worth it. And that this just shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be a thing that you do in the offseason. Too many variables out of your control that can cause really bad stuff to happen. And here we are, but I think Josh Berry is going to do, a pretty good job. Tomorrow. We'll see, but I think he's, a good fit in for it. But only time will tell. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget the Anchor thing if you want to donate. You set up a monthly thing to help out the show to grow and build. But otherwise, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all the racing, Supercross night, F1 tomorrow, NASCAR, IndyCar, all that. And, share it out until we meet again. Deuces. Bye. I'm out. Peace.